Health officials in New York are calling for the immediate end to so-called measles parties. That's when families gather together so kids can actually catch the contagious virus. These parents are said to be encouraging their unvaccinated children to get measles so they can build up immunity. Top health officials want this to stop because it's dangerous and it can be fatal. There are nearly 300 confirmed cases of measles in New York. Let's bring in Rachel Alter, public health educator and vaccine advocate for March for Science. Rachel, thanks for joining us tonight.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Have you ever heard of anything like that before, measles parties?
Yeah, so it's something that happens a lot in the 90s for chickenpox, actually. Chickenpox parties were a big thing, and then we got the chickenpox vaccine, varicella. So they significantly dropped off. They became a lot less common. The vaccines are so effective that we really look down upon them. In some jurisdictions, they may be considered child abuse. So for measles, which is an extremely contagious disease with a very, very effective vaccine, there is no reason to be going to these parties.
Okay, so obviously these parents are in some way or other ill-advised. If you were going to advise them, what would you say?
The vaccine, the MMR, is the #1 best way to prevent measles.
But they're not looking to prevent measles, obviously. They're looking to give their kids measles because they think they'll build up the immunity.
Right. So something that's really important to understand is that they believe that that immunity that comes from the disease is more effective, is better in the long run than immunity that comes from the MMR, and that is not at all true. It is.
Tell me the difference.
Well, I'm not an immunologist, so I couldn't really describe to you,
what the difference is. Okay.
But, that said, getting the disease gives you a much more significant chance of disability later in life. The most dangerous part is called SSPE, which is short for subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, which is it's a slow neurodegenerative progressing disease that manifests after measles about 10-ish years later. It is fatal, it is painful, and it is completely avoided if you get the vaccine.
Is this more dangerous getting the measles for younger kids than older kids?
Is it
more dangerous for younger kids than older kids?
I'm not sure about that. I would think yes. I know that there are some stats that say there's a greater chance of SSPE later in life the younger you have measles, but I'm not sure on the stats about that.
Do you know what's being done as far as dealing with these measles parties in New York?
Yeah, so yesterday, that legislation that went through, that they're going to be monitoring people who have measles. So the way that it's going to work is if a child or somebody goes to the hospital with measles, public health officials will be talking to them, interviewing them, and trying to determine who they came in contact with. So then we can go out and get in touch with the people they came in contact with, say, hi, we need to test your immunity, make sure that you are immune to measles, you've come in contact. If you're not immune, then you will be required to get a shot. If not, you are fined $1,000 and encouraged to get the shot more, encouraged more to get the shot.
All right, as a way of tracking it back, I guess, to find out who's been affected. Rachel Alter, I've got to leave it there, but thank you for joining us today.
Thanks.